Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all, and happy Wednesday to you. Today is June 11th. Greg Angello here with you on a beautiful, beautiful day in the South. And temperatures are warming up. Summertime is creeping up, and I'm sure summertime is bringing temperatures, nice temperatures to you as well. So I hope that you and your family and everyone is doing well. Um, Planet One Radio podcast show. We just finished up earlier this morning with John C. I mentioned that on my Facebook post last night that we're going to be recording, talking about, more so about political things than we've ever done before. Of course, the podcast show that we did last time, dealing in biblical views, was a little bit more than I've ever done before. So if you haven't seen that one, we do appreciate you going back there and checking us out. Now, as I've said before, that I do not script these podcasts. We don't do that. We do have a topic or so that that I want to talk about generally, and then we'll see which way that it moves. It was interesting because the same theme kept creeping up during this one that I kept introducing, which is about boundaries. Do we have boundaries? Do you have boundaries? Or do I have boundaries? So that is a big topic of framing this podcast that we did, and we'll see where it goes. Because I'm going to basically talk a little bit about that now on another incident that actually happened about what I call having boundaries, because I do believe in them. I believe as a Christian that we have things that we know that we do and that we can't do, and then shouldn't do. Of course, it's not the way for everybody. And obviously we see that. We see what's going on. That's why I'm talking about whether or not we have any boundaries. Boundaries mean, do you know that you should only go so far and not cross the line? And right now, I believe that there are less and less of people understanding what boundaries are or really care about it. So getting back to my point that I made on my Facebook feed. So I had once before, this was, I think, the end of last year when we're going through the political cycle and the election and all of that. And people were posting their own views. And there was a lot of people coming in, with their own particular views. And a lot of times it can get heated. People are very, very strong on what they believe. And if they don't agree with you, they kind of let you know that. And that's what it is. People say, we have the First Amendment right. And, they say what we want to say. I get all that. I talked about this before about being on Facebook and how, to be civil and all that. I will not have someone come in and be disrespectful to other people on my Facebook post, my comments. If it's not directed at me, if it's directed at someone else that posts, that's a friend of mine or family, I take issue with that. To me, that's crossing a border. We need to be polite, even if you don't agree in your view. You can say what you want, but when you start calling people names and being rude to them based on what their comments are, that kind of does it for me. And that's what I had to do in this situation. So, and that's why I talked about that. I brought up the divisiveness that was going on when Jesus was going into the temple in Jerusalem, and it was turned into nothing really but a den of thieves. So he took issue with that, and it's not what it was intended to be. It was a house of prayer. So you can just imagine if you walked into your own home and there's all these people in there who like where they all come from and why they're doing here, you'd probably have the same reaction if you didn't invite them. So that was my position on that. So hopefully I didn't really tee anybody off or scared anybody on that, but I will say that I do have rules about how you conduct yourself when you're commenting, especially when it's related to other people. I believe that really what that does, it silences the other person to respond. So if you have someone that comes in and is kind of like a bully, then other people are afraid to talk or afraid to comment because you may think that this person is going to attack you. And that's kind of like what their objective is they want to attack your comments so that they, it's a power play, other than being civil and just being kind to one another and say, hey man, it's an interesting comment, but I don't agree with it, but this is what I think. Well, that's cool. All right. So that's it. So I think that's what's going to happen when you hear the podcast that we just did this morning. There is going to be some things in there about whether or not you agree or may not agree with in our views on that and what's going on. So that's pretty much it. that is all I got for you. So hopefully you'll be checking it out. Once it's done, I hope to get it done later today. All right. So until then, we appreciate you. We thank you. You can go to our YouTube channel, which is Planet One Radio Podcast Show on YouTube, and check it out. And we will be talking to you all very, very soon. Take care. Have a great day.